Oh, hi. I knew you were there the entire time. This is Norm. I'm doing the tested mailbag this week. Deal with it. First question on Formspring asked a mere 45 seconds ago, Diablo 2, great game or the greatest game? Wrong. Quake 3 is the greatest game. Diablo 2 came out the same. I wrote a huge rant on the internet circa 1999, or maybe it was 2000, when Quake 3 and Diablo came out. Diablo 2, high scores, everyone gave it 90, editor's choice, whatever. Everyone bashed Quake 3 because it was the same thing. Diablo 2 is the same thing. I hate Diablo. Next question. Oh my god, Apple's awesome. How awesome is Apple? Apple's okay. I'm using a Mac. They're okay. How long until Minecraft will beat World of Warcraft? It won't. Warcraft is like 10 million subscribers, more than that, like 12 million subscribers. Minecraft, I mean, it's $15, still in alpha. I wouldn't want it to beat World of Warcraft. I think it's more fun than World of Warcraft, but I wouldn't want it to beat it. It's not going to happen. Next question. Has Tested considered getting guests from other tech sites on the podcast? Not that there's anything wrong with our current guests. Our current guests are awesome. We don't have enough seats. We have our freelancers. We're going to get our freelancers on the podcast more often before we get people from other sites. But we'd welcome, we have a lot of friends in the tech business at Max PC. We'll know the guys at Revision 3. We'd be happy to have them on anytime. We'd be happy to be on their podcast at any time. Invite us. Next question. With the release of the new AMD cards, would you suggest it's worth waiting until the next set comes along before upgrading if I'm not in a dire need of a new rig, or just building one now? Depends how much money you have for your new rig, or if you're just looking for a new video card, how much money you want to spend. If you only want to spend $250 on a new video card, the 6870 at $230 plus tax, perfect for you right now. If you have a 5870, you don't need to upgrade. If you have a crappy card and you want to go big and spend like $400 on a card, don't get a GTX 480. Wait a couple months and see what AMD has up their sleeves. They're gonna get, I have no doubt. Maybe I know something I'm not supposed to say, but next set, the higher end of Northern Islands cards, soon-ish, relatively soon. It won't be a year. Next question. None of these questions have your names. If you want to get a shout-out, include your name so I can let you know who asked the question. Who wins in a fight between Will and Anna? Very good question. Who wins in a fight between Will and Anna? I'm going to say Anna, because she has the fighting spirit and she can do special effects. There would be a lot of special effects trickery. Something just happened. Very strange. All right. Next question. If you had to choose one or the other, lava lamp or plasma ball? A lava lamp tastes better, so a lava lamp. Next question. What is your favorite PC game? And this question is from Rob Raindell. I don't know how to pronounce your name. You're the first person who put your name in, so you asked all the questions before. What is my favorite PC game? Quake 1 was the PC game that had the most influence on my gaming career, but I think my favorite is still Battlefield 1942. That changed everything. Next question. I would really like a netbook that I can take with me to class, write papers, browse the internet, watch YouTube, talk on Skype, and play Minecraft for about $300. I got a desktop in my room for Steam games and other bigger stuff, so yeah. For $300, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to buy a netbook that will be able to do all those things. You will be able to, for $300, you can get a netbook, no doubt, 7-inch, maybe even 7 to 9-inch netbook that can do internet, probably YouTube, not HD though, for $300. But I don't think you're going to do Minecraft on a $300 netbook, because Minecraft is a memory hog, and you're going to want at least 2 gigs of a memory, maybe even 4 gigs on a netbook to do Minecraft pretty well. But 2 gigs will probably do it. But $300, you're not going to get a very good system. If you want a netbook, save money, an extra month or two, spend $400 on a netbook. You're going to get an experience that's much better than just a $300 netbook. Next question. Hi, Will. Not Will. What's your opinion on Crossfire and SLI with the two sweet spot video cards versus buying just one high-end card? Very good question. I have always thought when Crossfire and SLI were first announced, I'm not talking about like 3DFX time, but when NVIDIA's SLI and ATI, AMD's Crossfire were, first announced with the current generation of video cards, the last 5 years or so, I always thought it was a sham. They always said, oh, you could, get two mid-range cards and get decent performance, or you could buy a high-end card and then later on add another high-end card. I don't know a single person who bought like a, 4850 and then later on put on another 4850. I'm sure there are people out there, but most people I knew, they just went on to the next series and spent the money on a 5850, and that was as good as double the performance. The problem is you don't get, if you use two old cards, like a new card now, which becomes an old card, and the same card, you don't get all the architectural benefits. Power, those cards tend to be hotter, the old cards, especially with two of them. Also, you lose memory. So if you have two 700 meg cards, or back then two 500 meg cards, you're only going to effectively use just that 500 with two of them, as opposed to getting one 1 gigabyte card. You can use all of the memory buffer. Next question. Hi, Will. Again, not Will. My T-Mobile contract is just about up, and I'm torn between replacing my old G1 with a G2, the HTC G2, or the Vibrant. This is the Samsung Vibrant. I'm sort of stuck in T-Mobile, so those two are the only choices for an Android fan like me. Actually, you have another choice. You can actually get the Nexus 1 still through a developer program, and that will let you use 3G on T-Mobile. Not AT&T, though. You can't really compare. If you're stuck between the Vibrant and G2, they're not really comparable because one has the keyboard and one doesn't. The G2 has that cool slide-out keyboard. So pick whatever you're going to use. If you're going to use a keyboard, go with the G2. If not, go with the Vibrant. I think the Vibrant is fine. It's the same as the Samsung Captivate that Will has now. And actually, Samsung has kind of fessed up to not being very good with updates, software updates, Android. And they're getting all these Samsung phones are getting 2.2 across the board, no matter what carrier you're on. Personally, I would say stick with the HTC G2 because you're going to be on stock Android and you're going to get the updates, Google's updates, as soon as possible. You'll be the first to get Gingerbread. All right, next question. OneAmp, yes, that OneAmp was recently released for Android. Yep. And with brief usage, it's the best audio player I've seen for the platform. Have you seen it, and have we tested on it? Well, we have seen it, and Ryan Whitwam, our Android expert, is actually going to probably include that in this week's, upcoming week's Android Marketplace Roundup, and he's going to do a lot of testing with it. But from all reports, it is an excellent media player for Android, and Android needs more good music and video players. Next question. I really need a simple photo sharing solution for letting out-of-state family members see pics of the babby. I need dead simple viewing. Easy uploading would be nice too, so he doesn't need to mail CDs out. Flickr is fine, although I actually like SmugMug more than Flickr. Take a look at it. I don't think it's... There might be a free version, but I think the paid account is so much better, and even if you're going to use Flickr, the Flickr Pro account is so much better than the regular account. Try smugmug.com. And I think I have time for one last question. Hopefully this wasn't one asked last week. I have a, oh no. How do you find your Captivate, I assume this is Will's Captivate phone's, Super AMOLED screen performing in sunlight? Looking at the Focus, which has a similar screen, I'm worried about all the horror stories about AMOLED in direct sunlight. I also tested the HTC Incredible, which has an AMOLED, though it's different than the one that Will has on his Captivate, because Samsung's OLED technology is their proprietary Super OLED. The HTC Incredible did not fare very well in sunlight. Overcast weather was the best. Even with brightness, all the max wasn't really great. The Captivate, from what I've seen, it's pretty much the same thing. The glare is a big problem. And I'd say go with, I mean, the benefits are there at night. It looks great at night. The color, the contrast is great. But during daytime, not so great. Let's throw in one more bonus question. Let me see if I can find a good one. Regular mayo or Miracle Whip? Miracle Mayo. Think about it. All right, I'm Norm from Tesla.com. I think Will be back next week. I need some water. My throat really hurts. That's it. See ya.